as we grow, though, I always want to get even more and more specific because it's possible, right? Like we have these systems like Amazon Prime. How can that system not be then also applied to community care, right? Like the formula works. Like we already know there's the software, there's the technology, there's machines that we can use to help do this. Why can't that also be applied to community care? And why aren't we intentionally trying to make community care not only easier for everybody, but also better so that less and less people need it, right?
Wow. And I love that this focus on um, looking at community care and looking at this process and trying to figure out all the different inefficiencies and ways that you can sort of improve this and make it better. And on this topic of helping communities of color, something that you said that I really resonated with was um, you had mentioned that you are on this sort of mission to quote slip into spaces and hold the door open, which is a reference to the idea of lifting while you climb and creating a path forward for a new generation who hasn't had the same opportunity. So I want to know, what spaces or industries or boardrooms do you want to slip into, and who do you want to hold the door open for?
I am wanting to continue to grow EGC, and then I'm probably going to run for public office personally. Um, I've just sort of been talking about this is probably the first public announcement of that.
Wow! Oh my god!
My community here in Portland has been asking me for a while, like, AJ, when are you going to do it? And I just applied for a local program called Emerge. I think it's also a nationwide to start getting that process going for me. It's important for me to use my voice, right? Like I have overcome a lot of hardships and hurdles and sagas and dramas and just ridiculousness. And I just have been able to keep going. I've been able to get over stuff or move through stuff because other people helped me. I haven't, overcome a single hurdle by myself. That's not a thing. I'm constantly like right now, I'm a big advocate for our school system here in Portland, the Portland Public School District, for making good choices that are thinking about the most vulnerable families. As a very light-skinned Black woman, I can go into spaces that other people, like my Black friends, my peers, they might not be allowed to be so loud. They'll immediately be shut down. I am what you call white presenting or white passing. I use that privilege with intention and purpose every single day. My Black family was really, as a child, was really intentional about teaching me to be mindful of that. I'm not the only very, very bright person in my Black family. And so it's not like I showed up as a surprise. um, and so I'm really like, I use that to my advantage, right? Like to go into spaces that might not listen to us, but to like be able to be an advocate. And it's important to hold the door open for everybody, right? Younger people, other people. I try not to be in spaces as the only anything. Like, I don't want to be the only person of color. I don't want to be the only woman. I don't want to be the only single mom. I was at a meeting last summer with the mayor and some community organizers. And while there was like every group represented, I was the only single mom in that space. And I was like, so y'all are about to make decisions that actually impact single moms across the color line the most. There's no disabled people in this room. So we should not be making no decisions to be made because somebody who has a disability should be at the table, maybe like 4 people, right? Can we zoom them in? There's no trans people here at the table. There's no elders at the table. Y'all about to make some decisions. This doesn't make any sense. And that was one of those big moments for me as an individual of like being intentional, who's at the table, and are we being inclusive? I'm always trying to bring youth with me when I go to stuff or do stuff. I have been unschooling my child who's about to be 15 for the last 5 years. And so he has come to a lot of meetings, spaces that typically don't have kids. He's my unofficial intern. He's actually really great. Like, he could pull emails like nobody and find like accurately, like, I have their name, their company, here's an address. I'll be like, how'd you do this? Like, he's a super sleuther. He, having him in spaces that typically have not allowed children has been really eye-opening for me, and been really great because I've made space for my child, and it's helped me create more space for other people to bring their kids or just to have children in spaces in general. I like to build intentionally with kids around because kids have really different perspectives, and they're the least, the least colonized, they're least domesticated, and they don't move in the same way that us, just because of experience and knowledge base, but also their understanding of problem solving is very, very different. It's much more expansive, and much more inclusive. We had a meeting last year where this little person, Ezra, he came, and he was like 4 at the time, and his mom was really like, I don't know about Ezra being at the meeting, and he's going to be annoying, and he's going to ask questions. Ezra didn't make a peep, right? We're on Zoom. He didn't say anything. Then it was, we were trying to figure something out, and Ezra had like a little question, and his mom was like, stop it, stop it, stop it. Come to find out, in Ezra asking his question, and he was involved for like 4 minutes maybe, actually helped us resolve a hurdle that we were trying to navigate and figure out. And it was like, we would probably still be trying to figure that out. This 4-year-old just had this little question, was like, why can't you do this? Why can't we do that? Oh. Wow. So it's like, was a beautiful and powerful reminder to always have little people in the space and like teach them young. And also we're building for them, right? Like I'm in my mid-30s. I'm not building for me. I'm building for my kid. I'm building for, little 4-year-olds, people that haven't been born yet. And so it's important to have them as part of the process.